Not sure exactly what went wrong there, but hopefully we should be good. Okay, we're good. Sorry about that.
Strangest thing, when I reached down, my dagger...
Hi there. Okay, looks like mysterious things are happening in places. Well, we have a quest marker. In Colin's bedroom, but it's not telling me what it is. Colin? Where are you? Ow. That was a very effective way to get down. Alright, well, thanks for stopping in and misbehave. It's always good to see you.
I don't need you, sister.
You're carrying a heavy burden for one so young.
I'll carry it back to Crestwood and kill those bandits. That's what Father would have wanted.
Murder's not the answer. Hi, Blackwall.
This is just... it's something to keep their hands busy. I'm grateful you tracked me down when you did. As exciting as wandering the woodlands was, this is better. It's good to be part of something so important. Something that could change things.
The Grey Wardens are huge and important. You're part of that.
Yes,
True,
you are.
but without a blight on the horizon, everything the Wardens do feels like waiting. This, the Inquisition, is what matters now. And I'm grateful to be a part of it. You are who you choose to follow. Someone told me that once.
Very intriguing.
Took me years to understand what he meant.
There's wisdom in that.
It was a chevalier who said those words to me. A powerful man, but never without honor. A true knight. We met as competitors in the Grand Tourney. He left me with that advice before we parted. Put aside his own ambitions to help me win the melee. I don't think I ever thanked him.
I don't know what any of that is.
What is this grand tourney?
Remember,
Never heard
I'm a
of it.
Dalish elf.
The Grand Tourney. Dance, wine, every amusement you can imagine. Prove yourself in the Grand Tourney, and you can make your fortune.
How did he help you?
There were 100 men on the field. It forged an alliance. It was just the two of us, and we took all comers. The goal, down as many opponents as possible.
He must have wanted something from you to help like that.
A pupil, a squire. Someone to teach and to mold. He saw my potential. When it was over, he offered to mentor me. To teach me to become a chevalier like him.
Too bad you didn't.
And I, young and stupid, turned him down flat. I just won the melee at the Grand Tourney. I didn't need him.
Except for you needed him to win the melee in the Grand Tourney.
Perhaps things could have been different.
Different doesn't always mean better.
I'll tell him not
In
looking
this
at his
case,
face and
I think it
staring
would
at
have
his
been better.
chest.
But I'm older, hopefully wiser. And I think I've chosen the right person to walk with.
Okay. Great conversation.
Our mounts have never had better.
That'll do fine.
Pretty. Yes, I'm riding a Dalish horse. I'm, like, obnoxiously proud of being Dalish. Okay, now is Colin gonna be in his office? Because the game was telling me to talk to him. But he wasn't there. Okay. Well, whatever. Whee! Ow. Ow. There you are. Hi.
Inquisitor?
Is there anything I should know?
Sarah brought me a piece of cake. She thought I looked hungry.
Why are you telling me this?
Because it was either an act of kindness or a trap. I was hoping you knew which.
It's probably
That's all
a trap.
for now.
Although, I don't know. Colin's not very pompous, so it might be a legit nice thing to do. I won't bother you, Mrs. Surgeon Lady. Actually, I don't need to go. Hang on. Let's do some stuff on the Storm Coast. Oh, we have some exploring to do. Woo! Storm Coast time! Dorian. Wait, no. Call Bull. Because Dorian and Iron Bull are the cutest thing ever. And I will take them both with me until it happens. And loading screens. So, fun fact, at Barnes & Noble today, I met someone who did concept art for
Inquisitor.
Wizards of the Coast. Yo.
Nothing to report, sir.
Then don't sound like you have something to report, please. Oh. There are lots of things to do. Wonderful. What's up this way? I'm turning back this way, it's the long way. Nope. Ugh. Oh, wait. I need to remap my abilities. Forgot to remap my ability. Ooh, I have a point. Oh, we all have our special thingies now. Make them do cool stuff now. Ah. Wait, I was going to. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now we're mapped in a way that makes sense. This should be fun. Convenient ladder attached to the side of a cave. Cave which is undoubtedly filled with spiders. And I can't go that way. That's a little deep stalker. Ow. Makes little squeaky noises. Wait. Hey. Thanks, guys. Thanks for helping out. I just realized I need to update Cole stuff and Dorian stuff. Yep, because I can guarantee I have better. You always have to remember to update your people's stuff so they don't get hurt. Yeah, that's the best one he's gonna get. Guys? Where?
Someone help!
Guys? Hey, companion people. Guys. It's going around this way. Oh. My gosh. We're just stuck. Freaking glitched and just leaving me to fight the spiders on my own. Bigger than I am. Now I am a squishy mage. Because they're just stuck in the corner. No. Well, actually, yes. need to get rid of some stuff. Because I need a spider anchor. Oh, loot. Nope, not worth it. Whee! Fine. These are very steep steps. Oh, well, that's good. Ow. That's the way it was supposed to go. Oops. Excuse, guys. What have we said about getting in my way? Guys! Oh, iron bow. You gonna go attack things now? Okay, good. All my big strong people. No. Got. No. No, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Stop following me. There we go. I've been to pick with all of you, by the way. You're hanging me out to dry. Bye. Stop dying so explosively. And shut. Alright. And it's kind of cool. You can switch to someone else and watch. When you switch to someone else to watch yourself closing the rift, you don't feel your controller shaking like it does when you close the rift. Just little details I think are very cool. I'm gonna shortcut back here because that's gonna be a long walk otherwise. Oh yeah, Storm Coast is actually pretty fun.
Inquisitor.
Yes. Oh. I have more spiders I need to kill. That's a lot of spiders. Oh! Darkspawn! Where are their Darkspawn? If I can find this rift we're going for. Oh,
One
hey.
by one they follow me, laughing, drowning in the sea. The rest of the poem is sad.
And it started out so well.
I believe there's a thing over there where that giant dwarven statue is. And yes, I'm sure it is a dwarf. Because all the giant statues here are actually dwarven. Nah. I can go back and click that later. I do need Black Lotus. Spindleweed. I just need all of the plants. When in doubt. I mean, I'm doing important saving the world business here. But I still have to pick flowers, stop and pick flowers for the Skyhold garden. A lot of spindleweed here. Did I remember this place? I know where I am. Baby dragons. Where'd the other one go? Is fire effective? Yeah, mommy dragons around here somewhere. I'll get you, little one. Yes, light the dragon on fire. I am very overpowered for these dragons. But their scales are so great for crafting. Oh, it's one of the... Wait, hang on. First things...
What's this?
You're not gonna last long, little one. Stop exploding, please. I need to work on the specializations for the Inquisitor thing, because I don't remember what the specializations are for a mage. I remember having a lot of fun as a Reaver, but that's Sword and Shield
What's
Warrior.
this?
Okay. Oh. I have no idea if I'm doing this correctly. but we'll see. Okay, wait, hang on. Let's try one more time. Remember how I just did that?
So, Cole, you're a spirit... demon... thing.
Yes. And you're the Iron Bull, afraid of demons.
Not fond of them, no. But you and I are fine as long as you don't do any weird crap.
Lying awake, sheets soaked in sweat, afraid to call the Tomasserans, shadows make shapes in the dark. If it gets in my head, how do I cut it out? Itching, shaking, tears slide
This is a
cold down my
surprisingly
cheeks.
sturdy bridge.
Tama, I'm scared.
Yeah, weird crap like that. Pretty much what I meant.
They get along interestingly. If you haven't already guessed. I have a very floofy dress. Awesome! Oh. Yay. These are very spread out. Mine. It's like a lighthouse almost. Except for no one lives here. That provided no information. I'm gonna take like one last stab at what's the... Oh, I already looked at that. Let's not plummet to our deaths on accident, shall we? That's painful. That's not how you go down the ladder. Dear darling Inquisitor, that is not how you ladder. Just so you know. Yeah, let the mage do all the... Yeah, I didn't get anything from that. Darn. I want to make me some nice dragon scale armor. I also want to see if I can get this. Wait, do I have it? Is that not it? feel like that should have worked. I'll probably come out and get fixed a little later. I can still feel the earpiece on my ear from work today. It's weird. I have a feeling I'm underpowered for this. Let's see. I got it. Oh, no. That's a lot of abominations. Stop chasing me. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me on shoot. Help. Help. I'm stuck. Leave me alone. Darn you. These guys are fun. Leave me alone. Just keep ignoring me. Keep ignoring me. Never mind me. Dramatic, the rage demons look when you kill them. They're just like, curse you. Is there anything more over this way? No. It looks like there should be, but there isn't. Alright, I've got those. I'm not going to be able to get that for a while. There's still a lot of this place I haven't explored. And a big part of it is because this place is hard to get around. Like, very hard to get around.
Inquisitor.
Hi. Bye. Great work, guys. I still really love this staff, although it does look like it has a bunch of lyrium tied to it. I saw something in like the new teaser trailer thing, and someone pointed out the staff looked very much like this. And I was like, hey, that's the one I have. And then we got in conversation about how Stella's, if you give him nice stuff at the end, basically steals it all and you never get it back. Hi there, goats. That was not an enemy. That was a member of the local wildlife. And thus I do not feel like killing all the local wildlife. I have a lot of herbs that need picking, don't I? I mean, I'll eventually get everything that I need to fix Skyhold up all nice and neat and pretty. Get him, Cole, get him! enter more, please. Highlander beef. Awesome. Not helpful. Really. This place is very pretty. Hey! I know that bird. It's a whippoorwill. If you listen closely, it kind of sounds like it's saying whippoorwill, whippoorwill. Oh, why you make me kill Babari? Babari are good dogs. Okay, let's go this way. We don't have to kill all the dogs unless they start attacking us. In that case, yes, we do need to go kill all the dogs. We still have glowing stabs like we're being attacked. But we're not being attacked, are we? Oh, this area is really pretty. Oh, this area has a lot of bears. What's... No, character record. Wait, what is... I want to be a necromancer. I got all the posts Bowl has through drinking dragon's blood when I was a warrior. Now. Can we manage this without fighting every bear in the world? That'd be great. There's a lot of bears. Oh, I was so excited. Aha! I found all the places. And a lot of blood lotus. You can still hear the whippoorwill. Disrupt. I'm good at being disruptive. Lighting spirits on fire. Please die. Casually shocking spirits. Electrocuting spirits. Those guys are annoying. suppose you could
But
just sit
for
and
Angel
watch
Gristle,
yourself.
the Elder One is some crazy fit asshole, huh?
I'm not thrilled to discover we should take those old legends at face value.
Guess he thinks the modern Imperium is a real letdown, too.
Why wouldn't he? Tevinter once covered all Thedas, its glory only matched by its depravity. It'd be like Koslan showing up and learning the Qunari didn't conquer the world after all.
Yes. Priesthood's been trying to explain that one for centuries.
Yep. Koslan is the basically Qunari for Lost. Lyrium Falls. These little falls are no mine. Because I say they are. Shrooms. Blood lotus. Maybe whisker thingy. Black lotus. Just all of the plants. All of them. Because I probably will need them for something at some point. Because when in doubt, I need it. Oh, we're... Okay, that's cool. Okay, we're about to have spiders. You need to die. And dark spawn. Gotta love when dark spawn wandering in the middle of your fight with spiders. I would gladly take spiders over dark spawn. Literally any and every day. Dingy! Oh no. Spiders. Big spiders. I love how, like, it's like the world pauses. Oh, look! I'm glowing. That's weird. Why am I glowing? Oh, I know I'll need more. I hope that activating those things does actually help strengthen the veil. It doesn't just make someone's job in the next game easier. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about the next game. I mean, we already have a hashtag for it, and I'm just fangirl mode. Because it's exciting. I mean, we have like a few vague hints about things. Not a lot, but it's just enough. We're about to have more Darkspawn, aren't we? Fear me. may be small, but I am mighty. There will be lots of quests to collect spider ichor, so... I can do that next, but I'm gonna go back here first. I just realized if I want to get there, going to the other camp is easier. Oh well. Okay, I can figure that out later. Okay. Spectre acquisitions. Done. Yo.
Dispatch.
Yo.
What is it? This could help us.
Okay. Geological survey. Yo.
This might interest you, sir.
Yeah.
What is it? See for yourself, sir.
Told ya. Collecting a lot of anti-venom. Good idea.
This might interest you, sir. What is it? You may want to look into this.
Ha ha ha. Taking any breaker. Oh well. I made great progress there. Just saying. One, it's gonna be fun to get. The other one's gonna be fun to get. Get those later. There's no point to going down this way. Back up I go. Let's shortcut. Back. Assuming I can ever get up this. No, guys, don't follow me down this way. Don't follow me down this way. Dorian! Alright, I have my body back. Spindleweed. Okay, I already looked at that thingy. One shard. Got another one up here, I believe. Get him! So what'd you drop? Highlander weave. Great. Darkspawn just love Highlander weave, it seems. I would love to see an explanation for that. Because knowing this fandom, we have one. There's so much of the lore stuff and all that stuff. that I haven't even begun to learn about. And it's fascinating, kind of mind-boggling, and goes way above what I'm familiar with. Okay, yeah, let's pop back to this map, run, get those 3 shards, and then, back to Skyhold. Back to Skyhold sounds good.
Inquisitor.
Yo. That's who I am. Wait, no, I don't want to look at inventory. I want to look at the... making sure everything is marked as being done. No, it's not making a whole bunch of congratulations you did the thing noises like it usually does. But we're not getting a lot of banter. I've heard that trick works when your party isn't bantering very much. Ooh, iron. Ah, that's cool. You can literally see the fade warping around you. So that's just really cool. You can just sit and watch it work. That's just a really visually cool thing. Guess I've never gone along this way, have I? I don't know why I lost all that elk fruit I was collecting.
I hope it doesn't bother you to travel alongside a Vint, Iron Bull.
That what you are? You people all kind of look the same to me.
I'm also a maid. Would you prefer me bound and gated?
I'd buy you dinner first.
Maybe before you sew my mouth shut.
Depends how much you keep yapping.
Aw, listen to him flirting. I'm very much adorable. And sort of, I don't know where I was going with that. Die, spiders. I've had roommates that were not a big fan of all the spiders in these games. Where are we? This looks like it's like some sort of chapel or something. stuff. Pardon me, stuff. Okay, so it's been fun, but let's go back to Skyhold. Ah, things are popping and cracking, and at least I'm not always as tired and sore as I was when I first got this job. I'm getting used to being on my feet all day long. Yeah, the amount of lore in this world is astounding, but when you think about like the amount of work that it went into creating the first game, it makes perfect sense. They spent 3 years just building the lore and the story of this world. 3 years.
Someone left sliced plums on the windowsill again. The juice is attracting flies. There are spiders everywhere. The plums were right in front of me, but I can't quite recall who took them. Nightingale's eyes, secret lies in their words.
Herald's Rest, a place for all in service here to rest, recoup, and persevere through the ways the heart remember best, your saving grace, the Herald's Rest. Aww. Archery contest Saturday. All judges, challengers welcome. Sister Liliana to judge. All challengers welcome except for Varric and Bianca. Bull.
What's going on?
He just kind of sits there.
So, how did you get the name Iron Bull?
I picked it. We don't have names under the cube. Just, I don't know, job descriptions, I guess.
Yeah?
When I came to Orlais, I chose the Iron Bull for myself.
But why specifically
He is the
Iron
first
Bull?
one we ever see do that.
This may surprise you, but I really like hitting things. Also, it's the Iron Bull, technically. I like having an article at the front. It makes it sound like I'm not even a person, just a mindless weapon. An implement of destruction.
He's
That really
such a fluffy child on the inside, though. He's very fluffy.
I'd like to know more about the Kunari.
You writing a book?
What I've heard about them sounds fascinating.
What you've
I'm
heard
curious.
was mostly horse shit. All right. What do you want to know?
What's it like growing up under the Kun?
The Tamasrans raise us in these units of kids all our own age. They're like teachers or chantry sisters. They also help figure out what jobs we should do. They had me pegged for military work early on. When they learned I could hit stuff and lie, they started training me for the Ben Hassa.
You never knew your parents?
No. I know for you folks, that's a big deal. The Tamasrans were like our parents, though. Taught us to read,
Yeah, they
helped us go to
are
sleep, all the
basically like
stuff.
parents.
I remember the one who helped me build things with blocks. She laughed when I knocked everything down.
Aww.
The word Kunari, is that the race or the religion?
Both. Kind of. The humans and elves who follow the Kun are the Vidathari. The Kunari who break away from the Kun are Talvasha, deserters.
What about Kunari who existed before the Kun?
The people we came from. They're called the Karsith, but we don't use that word for the race. We came south to Thedas because the Karsith were... I don't know. We had to leave. The stories aren't clear. But I don't expect they look much
Very
like
curious
us.
to see if we'll ever learn
Whatever
more
they are.
about this.
Do you ever think about what would happen if the Kunari conquered Orlais or Ferelden?
Some folks, like Cassandra or Cullen, would do fine if they didn't die fighting. Those two love rules. But the mages... Can you imagine Solus trying his fade dreaming under the Cune? Or Dorian thinking of someone besides himself? They'd kill Paul, cause, you know, demon. And Sarah would end up with her mind broken, sweeping floors.
None of that sounds good.
So, to answer your question, no, I don't think about it much at all.
Yeah, it would not be a good thing.
How do the Kunari rule themselves?
It's pretty simple. We've got the matriarchy, the priesthood, and the military.
Matriarchy.
The priesthood figures out how Kunari should live in theory. The matriarchy makes it work in practice. And the military keeps the Kunari safe from outside threats.
Does it actually work like that? Is there much infighting?
Not like you're thinking of. People disagree, yeah, but the priests are there to solve disagreements. Here
So
in
there are
Orlais,
some good
politicking
things
comes
about
from people putting their own gain ahead of the gain
the
of
way they
society.
do things. It's just
If
not
you do that among
perfect.
the Kunari, the Ben Hasrath set you straight, or kill you.
Then there's the bad sides of it.
I've heard there's no marriage among the Kunari.
Yeah, that's true. Kunari love our friends like anyone does, but we don't have sex with them.
Kunari don't have sex?
Oh, we definitely have sex. They're Tamasrans who pop your cork whenever you need it.
Well then.
Seriously?
Yes. It's not a big deal like it is here. It's like, I don't know, going to see a healer. Sometimes it's this long, involved thing. It takes all day, leaves you walking funny. Other times you're in and out in 5 minutes. Thank you. See you next week.
Sometimes I think I understand how different the Kunari are. And then I talk to you.
Yep. Still, it's more fun here. Fewer rituals, more making it up as you go along. Plus, you folk have redheads.
He has a type. I accidentally made myself his type. I'm not writing the bold this time, guys. I apologize.
Depends on your job, I guess. Some are just about the same. A baker in Val Royeaux gets up, gets dressed, and starts work. A baker in Parvolan does the same thing. They don't care about the Empire or the Cube. Mostly they worry about breaking eggs and hope the dough rises right.
It can't be exactly the same. The Kunari have no personal freedoms.
How many personal freedoms do you figure that baker in Val Royeaux has? Life isn't about freedom.
He does have options.
The baker in Parvolan wonders if she'll be given enough eggs to do her work. Will they come on time? Will the kitchen workers get her bread while it's fresh, or will they come late and blame her because it's stale? Same crap in Val Royeaux. People are just people.
See you later, Bull.
Yeah.
Nice
Cune's
talking
still
to
not the best option we got. Alright, I think everyone's finally settled to their usual places they're gonna be.
We don't need those chargers. We've
They're
soldiers
tiny.
enough without cell swords.
Look at
They're
that,
the
Captain.
best.
What good could that bring?
Mercs are mercs. Can't trust any of them. No cause but money.
I hope that's
Racist.
the case with a
Both
leader
of
like
you.
that.
Racist jerkface. Welcome to Sarah's room. Which seems to just be a storage space. With an open window.
Hey you, I have an Inquisitor favor to ask. Just a little thing really. A little march around for some of your people. It's nothing for you, right?
All right, let's hear what you've got.
Jump right in, huh? I like that. It's a Red Jenny thing. I got a tip that some noble stiffs are arguing over Vershel. Land swap. They're getting little people beat up. So I need you to go to your big table and send some people to walk through town.
Just walk through.
Just walk through. Easy, right?
Was this a tip from one of your friends?
This doesn't sound
Just
suspicious,
normal
but
angry
not
people
as...
getting sick of being in the middle. I don't usually hear about things this far away. But having a friend like you is like getting really big ears. Bigger than normal, I guess, because we both... Never mind.
Who's asking for this?
I'm asking because I heard people complaining. See, when nobles fight, it's not them. It's their little people stuck in the middle. It's like a polite war, so no one pays attention. But if you march through, the people up top feel threatened too.
And maybe they'll stop
Stuff
throwing
like
dirt
this is
at
always
people at
happening.
the problem.
Good sovereigns to be made if you're one of the few who notice.
What does the Inquisition get out of this?
Nobles think everyone is out to get them. So when your helmets march through, both sides will think the other's your ally. Both get scared, both make deals. Worst case, you get a little bump among the people just because they see you active. Can't promise anything, but something will happen. Just like always.
Alright.
Alright, Sarah. I'll have someone look into it.
It's fun, right? Being important without doing a thing. Well, not much of a thing. Not everything
doing
has to
a
be
lot.
torn skies and ancient arseholes. Every little thing makes a difference somewhere.
That is true. That is very true. She's a good reminder of that.
Yes, we all did.
Well, he eventually shows up around there. I just kind of
What
have
are you
to...
doing?
There we go. Found him.
Listening.
It's difficult for him.
Eyes rough,
Becoming a
jangling
real
armor hurts
boy.
my ears, back aching, fingers too clumsy for knots. Wind cool like Aunt Eloise's pond, lips scalded as I sip, warmth blossoms, first kiss in the barn. What was his name? Tin jangle as the blood spills, Pierre's wrapped body on the wagon to the chantry. 5 more minutes. My fault.
Can you listen to anyone's mind like you did hers?
No,
He's
they have
kind
to
of
need me.
amazing.
Pain, fear, sadness, guilt, anger, hurt. Things I can fix.
Can you do something for her?
Yes.
Hi, Mom. Well, Cole was doing one of his, like, creepy talky thingies where he reads someone's thoughts.
What? Who are you?
I know what it
They
happened.
lie
It's no
there,
big deal.
and sometimes
I
they
already fixed
die,
it.
just like Pierre. You can't save them.
I know.
I don't know who you are.
Wait. That didn't work. Let me try again. You'll forget me in a minute.
Cole's precious. He's kind of weird.
What are you going to do?
Make her forget me. Then do it again, the right way.
Cole, stop.
Inquisitor, your worship, what are you doing here? Is this man with you?
Yes. Sorry to trouble you.
How do I do it right if I've done it wrong and I can't make her forget?
You learned.
Don't root around inside her head. Treat her like a normal person.
Your worship, is there... Do you need something of me?
You were sad.
Of course I was sad. A man died because I couldn't save him.
It wasn't your fault. You could work until you fell over, and you still wouldn't save everyone.
Thank you for saying that.
Oh, look,
Excuse
he's
me,
learning
your
how to
worship.
people.
She's not better.
But she
She
will
needs time to work through it.
If I'd done it right, it would have worked faster.
Then you have time to work through it too.
I don't understand. But
Getting
thank
better.
you for trying to help.
He'll get it eventually, I think. Can people please stop dropping me far away from where I left them? From where I found them? Now you're in there.
Inquisitor, I've found where the Red Templars come from. Therenfall Redoubt.
That's an
The
interesting
Knights
name.
were fed red lyrium until they turned into monsters. Samson took over after their corruption was complete.
How do you know
Samson? So
He was a Templar in Kirkwall, until he was expelled from the Order. I knew he was an addict, but this...
Lyrium
Red
addiction.
lyrium is nothing like the lyrium given by the Chantry. Its power comes with a terrible madness.
The Red Templars swarming Haven were proof enough.
We cannot allow them to gain
Red
strength.
lyrium's a bad
The Red Templars still require lyrium. If we find their source, we can weaken them and their leader.
Are you angrier at Corypheus or Samson?
I don't know. Samson at least should know better. Caravans of red lyrium are being smuggled along trade roads. Investigating them could lead to where it's being mined. If you confront them, be wary. Anything connected to Samson will be well guarded.
That it will be, including Samson. Yo. Oh! Now it's time for this conversation.
As leader of the Inquisition, you... There's something I must tell you.
Whatever it is, I'm willing to listen.
Right. Thank you. Lyrium grants Templars our ability.
He just
It
needs a
controls
giant
us as
hog.
well. Those cut off suffer. Some go mad, others die. We have secured a reliable source of lyrium for the Templars here. But I no longer take it.
You stopped?
When I joined the Inquisition, it's been months now.
Why are you doing this?
After what happened in Kirkwall, I couldn't. I will not be bound to the Order, or that life any longer. Whatever the suffering, I accept it.
He wants
But
to
I
be
would not
something
put
more.
the Inquisition at risk. I've asked Cassandra to watch me. If my ability to lead is compromised, I will be relieved from duty.
Are you in pain?
I can endure it.
Thank you for telling me. I respect what you're doing.
Thank
He's trying
you,
to prove
Inquisitor.
that it's possible.
The
something
Inquisition's
no one's
army
ever
must
done before.
always take priority. Should anything happen, I will defer to Cassandra's judgment.
I just feel
Yes?
so bad for him.
You and the Red Templars leader seem to have personal history.
When I arrived in Kirkwall, Samson and I shared quarters. He seemed a decent man at first.
There we go. This has
Knight Commander
slightly
Meredith
better
later
lighting.
expelled Samson for erratic behavior. He ended up begging on Kirkwall streets. He committed
Stop being
further
a
crimes,
Templar.
but managed to evade the Order's justice. Now Samson serves Corypheus as his loyal general.
Why do you think Samson joined Corypheus?
He had a chronic lyrium addiction. He spent every last coin buying it from local smugglers. Perhaps Corypheus flattered his vanity, gave him purpose as well as lyrium. Perhaps that's all it took.
It sounds like Samson had a miserable life.
He did.
Order expelled him, but he had choices. He could have found another path. I don't understand how he became so powerful. Even with red lyrium, Samson's glory days are long behind him.
Oh. He doesn't really care, does he? Never mind
He's in
me.
the Dales. He fights for the people. What people? People who need him.
Getting rid of stuff. Like that. should be something available at the war table. I remember one of those didn't take very long. See if I can start working towards specializations. Because I feel necromancer would be a lot of fun.
What do you need?
Like, a lot of fun. Pardon me, pardon me.
Committed to independence,
We should fix this. That never gets fixed, though. I guess because it's not so much of a priority, but... Alright. Okay.
If it was abandoned when we arrived, who named this place Skyhold?
Solus says it changed hands so many times, the original builders can't be traced. I read the House of Armitage once built a fortress in the vicinity 5 ages ago, but the records are lost.
Okay. That worked out well. And... wow. 6 onyx. She and the elf are the 2 members of the Bells who practice magic. She has on occasion purchased exotic dragon-related ingredients from the top shop, although it's unclear. Okay.
Did you see the message I sent? Yes, thank you.
All the information about the 5 bells of Hunter fell come back negative. The Talfashoth is not the bard, the elf is not the mortalitas, and the dwarf is not the smuggler. What does that mean? We learned that the Ferelden is a predatory agent, but unless we can link her to... I feel like the mortalitas makes the most sense.
To work?
I hope that's right. Inquisition agent has uncovered a potential problem in the nation of Navarra. Teventer mage by the name of Aurelius has recently been noted in the company of King Marcus, and rumors comment on how strange it is for a new advisor to be so closely heated. Evidence to convince him to indicate that he's predatory.
At your service.
Josephine, you got this, right? Now that you're in charge of something I thought I'd bring up, there are inventory mages out there lurking in the wilderness. This comes as no surprise to you, since you can't swing a deck out without hitting one of previous minions, but these have additional significance. For one, I know them personally. I would call them friends, except for that would imply I didn't want them dead, which I do. Since I have an idea of where they might be, thanks to an investigation I began before coming south, started tracking them down. At which point they would snare something in you in Defender, and you'd be forced to kill them, which makes everyone happy. Me for eliminating men and women too stupid and short-sighted to be permitted to breathe, but they would be less happy, but who cares about them? all I can do on that for now. Now where do I want to go? I will get that march going. I need to pick up Viviene. Varric, Cassandra, and Blackwell. Like my nice people that will get along well there. Loading. I mean, we're mostly just going to exist at a party. And then someone shows up and boom, new party member. One of the least less liked of the party members.
Inquisitor Lavellum.
Yep. All these people in masks.
What a pleasure to meet you, my lady. Seeing the same faces at every event becomes so tiresome. So you must be a guest of Madame de Fer. Or are you here for Duc Bastien?
Are you here on business? I have heard the most curious tales of you. I cannot imagine half of them are true.
What do you know
have you heard about me?
They say Andraste herself delivered you from the Fade to battle the old gods for the fate of the world.
You're not
I'm not familiar with that name. I was invited here by First Enchanter Viviene.
Madame de Fer is a fond nickname the court has given Lady Viviene.
I've heard she finds it amusing.
I have a feeling it's like an insult that she's just...
I've heard very little about Duc Bastien.
He hasn't been seen much at court lately.
His business with the Council of Heralds often takes him from home for long periods. It can't be good for a man of his years.
And of course, there's the civil war. Bastien probably wishes to distance himself from the actions of his one-time son-in-law.
Tearing up the Dales in a foolish bid for power? It will end in disgrace for Gaspard. Everyone knows it.
Stop tearing up the Dales.
Everything you've heard? Completely true.
Better and better. The Inquisition should attend more of these parties.
The Inquisition.
You should invite us along.
What a lot of pig shit. Washed up sisters and crazed seekers. No one can take them seriously.
You wanna
Everyone knows it's just an excuse for a bunch of political outcasts to grab power.
I saved the city of Redcliffe and brought the mages to order.
Saving dog lords and bringing their beasts to heel is hardly an accomplishment.
Sure.
We know what your Inquisition truly is. If you were a woman of honor, you'd step outside and answer the charges.
My dear Marquis, how unkind of you to use such language in my house to my guests.
And this is one of the reasons I love her.
You know such rudeness is intolerable.
Madame Viviene, I humbly beg your pardon.
You should. Whatever am I going to do with you, my dear? My lady, you're the wounded party in this unfortunate affair. What would you have me do with this foolish, foolish man?
The Marquis doesn't interest me. Do whatever you like with him.
Poor Marquis. Issuing challenges and hurling insults like some Ferelden doglord. And all dressed up in your Aunt Solange's doublet. Didn't she give you that to wear to the Grand Tourney? To think all the brave chevaliers who will be competing left for Markham this morning, and you're still here. Were you hoping to sate your damaged pride by defeating the Herald of Andraste in a public duel? Or
That
did
was
you
a
think
good
her
ending.
blade could put an end to the misery of your failure?
I'm a mage.
Run along, my dear. Do give my regards to your aunt. I'm delighted you could attend this little gathering. I've so wanted to meet you.
There are some things that I like about her.
Allow me to introduce myself.
There's some ways that
I
her
am
character
Viviene,
could have developed
first
a bit
enchanter of
more.
Montsimard, and enchantress to the Imperial Court.
Is that Marquis going to pose a problem?
His aunt is the Vicomtesse of Mont de Glace. Not a powerful family, but well respected. And very devout. Alphonse will be disowned for this. It's not the first time he's brought his aunt disgrace, but I'm sure it'll be the last. And after such a public humiliation, I expect he'll run off to the Dales to join the Empress's war effort. Either to make a good end, or to win back a modicum of self-respect.
Your salon has certainly exceeded my expectations so far.
I'm glad to keep you entertained, my dear. I wanted to meet face to face. It is important to consider one's connections carefully. With Divine Justinia dead, the Chantry's in shambles.
She kind of looks like
but the
Maleficent
faithful
with some of
flock
her
to
design.
your banner, pinning their hopes on you to deliver them from chaos. As the leader of the last loyal mages of Thedas, I feel it only right that I lend my assistance to your cause.
You can flirt with her. That ain't happening.
What exactly can you do for the Inquisition?
I am well versed in the politics of the Orlesian Empire. I know every member of the Imperial Court personally. I have all the resources remaining to the Circle at my disposal. And I'm a mage of no small talent. Will that do?
Does that mean you'd be aiding the Inquisition from the Imperial Palace?
Ordinarily, I would be happy to serve as liaison to the court, but these are not ordinary times.
No, they're not.
The veil has been ripped apart, and there is a hole in the sky. It is now the duty of every mage to work towards sealing the breach. And so I would join the Inquisition on the field of battle.
You say you led the last of the loyal mages. Loyal to whom?
To the people of Thedas, of course. We have not forgotten the commandment, as some have, that magic exists to serve man.
It's a
I support
complicated
any
issue.
effort to restore such order.
You don't like the
You
rebels
don't
we
much care
already
for the
allied
rebels,
with?
I take it. Are you aware they've been offered an alliance?
With proper guidance from the Inquisition, I think my colleagues will return to their senses. Surely they will have to realize that their rebellion endangers everyone.
It does.
You say you led the last of the loyal mages. Loyal to whom?
To the people of Thedas, of course. We have not forgotten the commandment.
Yeah, we
I
already had
support
that.
any effort to restore such order.
What's in this for you?
The same thing anyone gets by fighting this chaos. The chance to meet my enemy, to decide my fate. I won't wait quietly for destruction.
And she will become
Are
a
you devout?
very
What's your
powerful
opinion of the
figurehead.
Chantry?
I was a great admirer of the late Divine Justinia V. The Chantry, at its best, unites the disparate cultures of Thedas and looks after its most vulnerable. Had she lived, Justinia could have accomplished so much.
She could have.
The Inquisition will be happy to have you, Lady Viviene.
Great things are beginning, my dear. I can promise you that.
She is a good person. She definitely can be manipulative. She knows how to play people. I know she doesn't do it maliciously, but you gotta keep that in mind and be careful about that. Yeah, so the entire process of selecting a party for that's not really necessary. Oh, that reminds me of, I need to stop by Menave's. Not Menave. Our new researcher. Her table. And drop off my research stuff. Oh. Hi, Vivienne.
What a fascinating life you lead, my dear. First you fall out of the Fade, then you're attacked by an archdemon.
Yep.
If you wanted more public attention, you could have just held a ball.
I'll talk to Josephine. Maybe we can get matching gowns before the next attack.
I've got a tailor in Valwayor who can work miracles, my dear. But not those sort of miracles. You left yourself vulnerable to attack. It was a miscalculation, one that I'm sure you won't repeat.
Nope.
But the enemy struck a serious blow against you and the Inquisition. We must recognize that. You must.
You're wrong. We now have a better location and far more people at our disposal. This couldn't have worked out better if I'd planned it.
Yet we can hardly rely upon the whims of Providence to give us all our victories. This defeat may have turned to our advantage, but it will not last long. Our enemy advances, Inquisitor. We must not sit idly by. Act first and teach them to fear us. You can become the leader the faithful require, but you must do it soon.
So what do you want me to do? Wait, where am I? Up. I can't stairs. You just ever have those days where like you just wait, Viviene, are you still? Hi.
It's you. Your worship. I'm serving now. In a different way.
I saved your life. I'm glad you're not dead. Varric, haven't talked to you in forever.
What can you tell me about this Corypheus?
I'm not exactly an expert, but ask away and I'll answer what I can.
I haven't asked him much about him yet.
How did you first encounter him?
A few years back, I was dealing with some trouble from a Carter clan that went rogue. They were sending assassins after the Hawk family. We tracked them to a ruin in the Limarks.
I haven't played that DLC, but I've watched it.
Once you went far enough into the ruin, there was a magic barrier that kept you from going back. The whole thing was a prison the Grey Wardens were using to hold what they thought was a powerful darkspawn.
But it was Corypheus.
I've never heard of Wardens locking up Darkspawn. Why wouldn't they just kill him and be done with it?
I don't think
he's hard to kill.
From what we saw in there, Corypheus can control Wardens somehow. They couldn't attack him. The Wardens locked him up because there was nothing else they could do.
And he got out.
He looks like some sort of blighted creature, but he speaks. What is he exactly?
He's not the first speaking
Darkspawn.
Darkspawn.
But you heard him ranting. He claims he's a Magister. One who assaulted the Golden City, what, more than 1,000 years ago? It seems crazy, but if he's telling the truth, he's one of the people who caused the Blights.
Yep.
You and
He's
Hawk both said
big
before
reason of what's
he
wrong
was
with the
supposed
world.
to be dead.
He was dead. We killed him. The only way for us to escape the prison Corypheus was trapped in was to go through him. We weren't going to just leave the door to his prison open behind us and hope he was dead. We made sure.
All right. I think that's enough about Corypheus.
No problem.
You have anything interesting to talk about?
What can I do for you?
I need to know more about Corypheus.
We spoke of this on our travels to Skyhold. What more can I tell you? Cassandra and Varric seem more familiar with their adversary.
You've given me good counsel before. I could use some now.
My apologies, Inquisitor. My poor manners shame me.
They do.
I claim no secret wisdom, but I will guess as best I can.
I would like to know more about the orb he carries.
As I said, that must be the means by which he created the breach. I
As you
suspect
do,
the
wouldn't
blast
you?
that destroyed the Conclave was more accident than anything. The result of unlocking power that had sought release for ages. What I cannot understand is how he managed to survive such an explosion.
You said that you believed the orb is elven.
I never would have believed a Divinta mage could unlock such a powerful relic. It clearly enhances his abilities, giving him access to power he should never have known.
Like the power to control the archdemon.
Indirectly, one
Yep.
assumes. Nothing
That's a
in
shard
any law
on the
connects my
table
people
behind
to the old
us.
god dragons who became archdemons.
He likes your people. You don't mean our people.
What do you think Corypheus will do next?
You shamed him when you destroyed Haven. Spoiled his glorious victory. It would be worse to acknowledge that you had done so. He must continue on his course or show weakness. He will return to his plans to throw Ole into chaos, and then conquer it for Devinter.
You're sure that's what he'll do?
As certain as is possible. Assuming I can plausibly predict a man who seeks to rise to godhood.
And can you?
The key is understanding this. No real god need prove himself. Anyone who tries is mad or lying. His deception will undo him, as it has done countless fools before.
You sound like you know from experience.
What can you tell me about the source of Corypheus's power?
According to the law, the ancient Magistars of Devinter received guidance from the old gods. Corypheus commands a false archdemon, a corrupted old god. This suggests he no longer sees himself as their minion. Some of his unique power comes from the corruption of the blight.
Look, there's fire coming out of my head.
The rest may come from the orb he casts.
We'll talk later.
Goodbye.
Also, I just want to comment on the fact that there's a good chance this is where he sleeps. Sister Leon, as per your request, have made a thorough examination of the fresco adorning the rotunda. I first attempted to clarify its stance with Mr. Solos. Forgive me, I know he is not entitled within the structure of the Inquisition, but the more I learn of his experience, the more awkward I feel not using a formal honorific. On the mural, Mr. would say it was Skyhold as her fortress, meaning of course the Inquisitor. These are her actions. It's elven fresco. I believe I should expect such competence, but it's still amazing work. I'm trying to figure out. I think, was this me? So I closed the breach. I'm trying to figure out exactly what all these are. Oh, well, I'll figure that out later. For now, I have stuff I need to drop off. Dorian! Oh, is he gonna complain
Anything interesting?
No, he's not complaining.
A letter regarding Felix, Alexius' son. He went to the Magisterium, stood on the Senate floor and told them of you. A glowing testimonial, I'm informed. No news on the reaction, but everyone back home is talking. Felix always was as good as his word.
I love Felix.
He's dead. The blight caught up with him.
Are you all right?
He was ill, and thus on borrowed time anyhow.
That doesn't
Still
mean
sad.
you can't regret his death.
I know. Felix used to sneak me treats from the kitchens when I was working late in his father's study. Don't get into trouble on my behalf, I tell him. I like trouble, he'd say. Tevinter could use more mages like him. Those who put the good of others above themselves.
Like you?
Were the two of you...
Felix and I? What an odd question.
No. I wouldn't judge if
I
he's
had
good.
no intention of abusing Alexius's hospitality by seducing his son.
Doesn't
Not that
mean
I've
the
been
rules
proper my
accept
whole
that.
life by any means. It wasn't like that. Even in illness, Felix was the best of us. With him around, you knew things could be better.
He should be an example for others to follow, or his death is wasted.
Should I spread the word? We could spawn the cult of Felix within a matter of days.
There are worse things.
Not what I meant.
Probably true. And you're right. His actions should not be forgotten.
They won't be.
Thankfully, Felix wasn't the only decent sort kicking around Thedas.
No, there is you. My favorite Tevinter.
You made Alexius tranquil. I wish you'd just killed him. He was a decent man once. He deserved to keep his dignity.
I
hope I
forgot
don't run
that.
into him. That would be more than I could handle.
I'd like to ask you about Tevinter.
Ah, yes. Everyone outside the Imperium always seems quite fascinated by it. Probably why they come up with so many ridiculous tales. Flying cows over Minrathous. That's madness. All right, that one's actually true, but the cows didn't have wings. I digress. Anything in particular you wanted to know?
I want to know that story.
Just how often is blood magic used there?
Oh, not at all.
Not at all.
That's what any Magister would tell you. They'd be convincingly offended by the notion too. Of course, what people call blood magic here, and what we consider blood magic, are two different things.
Yep.
What's considered actual blood magic in Tevinter?
Blood magic isn't inherently dangerous. Using your own blood or that of a willing participant, what's the harm? The problem is that what's permitted only gets you so much power. And what if you need more? You always need more. That's where we get into sacrifices and demon summoning. None of that is done.
Never done officially.
Real blood magic can give you an edge, a leg up against your opponents. It's safe to assume that any mage of rank does it. The rest are quietly shut out of power, to put it bluntly.
You'd think the Templars would object.
I imagine they did, long ago. Once, their investigations might have been sincere. Then their balls were cut off. Too inconvenient.
Ouch.
Nowadays, only the friendless are accused. And most of them probably innocent.
Probably.
There must be some mages who oppose this.
There are.
Of course. I do. And I'm not entirely alone.
Almost stepped in
Occasionally,
off
there'll
the
be a
table.
magister who makes noise. And then the reform talk begins. All very patriotic. Meanwhile, that magister will be quietly shunned. Chances are, surprise, it's learned he was a Maleficar all along.
Sure.
Most learned to keep quiet. Me? I enjoy the allure of pariahhood.
I just want to give you a
Anyone
hug.
who talks about the Imperium mentions slavery. It's the center of the slave trade.
Ah. That is true.
And did you have slaves?
Not personally, but my family does and treats them well. Honestly, I never thought much about it until I came south.
Some of them
Back
might be
home,
more along
it's
the lines of servants.
How it is. Slaves are everywhere. You don't question it. I'm not even certain many slaves do.
Well, we don't have slaves in the south.
In the south, you have alienages, slums, both human and elven. The desperate have no way out. Back home, a poor man can sell himself. As a slave, he could have a position of respect, comfort, and could even support a family. Some slaves are treated poorly, it's true. But do you honestly think inescapable poverty is better?
I suppose not. No.
I don't know
So
what it's like to
slavery
be a
is
slave,
just-
true. I never thought about it until I saw how different it was here. But I suspect you don't know either. Nor should you believe that every tale of Tevinter excess is the norm.
I don't. So to venture sometimes, like, slavery's not always what happened to Fenris. Some of it's good.
It seems
It's like,
strange.
it's more like
that an
indentured
entire
servitude.
empire would be ruled by mages.
Strange?
Still bad,
Why
but...
are you less qualified to rule than some tart with a fancy crown? Actually, the fiction in the Imperium is that mages don't rule. The Magisterium rules. That magisters are all mages is considered a convenient technicality.
That's one way to put it.
What is the Magisterium, exactly?
The upper house of the Imperial Senate, and the only part worth having a seat on. Those seats are split among the circles of Magi, the Chantry, and the major families. All mages now.
Yep.
It's odd that outside the Imperium, you use Magister like it applies to every Tevinter mage.
If you're
And
not
it
a
doesn't.
magister, then what are you called? No special title?
I'm an Altus, which is almost as good as a Magister, depending on who you ask.
You're acting like I know what that means.
I've never heard of an Altus.
Upper class. Those families who trace descent from the Dreamers, the first prophets of the old gods. If you're a mage and you're not Altus, then you're later, lower class. If you're not a mage at all, you're Soperati. That's everyone else. We do love our fancy words.
They spent 3 years developing all of this backstory.
I thought the Archon ruled over the Imperium.
Well, yes. Technically, he can overrule laws passed by the Magisterium, but that never happens. Even so, he gets to appoint new Magisters, which means all the families vie madly for his favor. Thus, the Archon gets invited to all the parties. The truest path to Tevinter influence, let me tell you.
If it's a fiction, that means mages do rule then.
Yes and no. Let me put it this way. Mages do rule, but not all mages are equal. If you're not from the right family, chances are you don't rule anything. Maybe you're even a slave. The idea that anyone could be a mage, however, keeps the masses placated.
Can anyone be a mage?
Technically. The potential runs mostly in bloodlines, but it's been known to happen. More importantly, commoners believe it can. Tevinter legend is chock full of mage heroes from humble origins. So they hold out hope. Someday my son or my son's son will be a mage. Someday. Poor sods don't realize that means he'll be a quaestor at the arse end of the 100 Pillars, at best.
I don't know what that means,
Being
Dorian.
a quaestor isn't a good thing.
I imagine the average non-mage likes to think so. Counting numbers and shuffling papers all day is better than many occupations after all. If you're a second-class citizen among a pack of piranha, however, your outlook changes.
Let me ask you something else.
Of course.
I'll come back, talk to you later.
That's all I wanted to know.
Fair enough.
I should go.
Try not to kill anyone without me.
What do you mean, no creature?
I heard of your verdict on Alexios, Inquisitor.
I regret
it. Was
it.
all he deserved. I hope it serves as a warning for anyone, Magister or no, who thinks of trying that again.
You were once a Grey Warden.
Mine is an unusual circumstance, Inquisitor.
That it is.
Normally one is part of the Order until death. But long ago I found myself stripped of what made me a Warden. They tried to reinitiate me, but
we've
nothing
already had
worked.
this conversation.
Nor could they figure out how it happened. So I was sent to the Circle of Magi, the first Warden ever to be kicked out. Quite the achievement.
I'll leave you to it.
We've already had that conversation. Let's go over here, talk to Liliana. She has her little devotional corner over here.
I'm listening. They called you the left hand of the Divine.
I like the colors of my outfit.
What of it?
I'd like to hear about Justinia. What was she like?
A friend. A mentor. Like me, she had secrets, made mistakes. It made her human. I think her followers responded to that.
Yeah, I understand that.
Was there something more than friendship between you?
You're asking if we were lovers? Typical. I was devoted to her, therefore it must be romantic. Love is common. Love is simple. My bond with Justinia was something greater. She was a sister, a mother, a teacher. So to answer your question, yes, it was more than friendship.
You can love without it being romantic.
How did you and Justinia meet?
I met her a long time ago, before she became divine. Before she was Justinia. When I met her, she was Mother Dorothea. I was at my lowest. Broken. Lost.
Must have been when you just came to Ferelden.
No, wait. She hates it when I say that. I saved myself.
He just showed me it was possible. We'll talk more later.
This is interesting, and that makes me think of Meredith. Like, uncomfortable, so... pardon me, guys. Ah, it didn't land on the table. Dang it. Okay. Not that way. One of these doors. Not this door. That door leads to Josephine. That door leads to my quarters. Aha! This door leads to the staircase. Up to where Vivienne stays.
Yes?
I'm not flirting with you.
I'd like to know more about you, Madame Viviene.
Whatever would you like to know?
Your accent's not Elysian. Where exactly are you from?
I am from the Circle, my dear. One's country of origin rarely matters there. But if you must know, I was born in Wycombe in the Free Marches. I was sent to the Ostwick Circle, but I transferred to Monsignat while still an apprentice.
I'm curious how a Circle mage winds up a courtier.
Nobody winds up at court, my dear. It takes a great deal of effort to arrive there. I caught the eye of Duke Bastien de Ghislaine, an advantageous connection that opened many doors. When the position of Enchanter to the Imperial Court became vacant, I was able to secure it.
Yeah?
You're married to the Duke de Ghislaine?
Of course not, my dear. Don't be ridiculous. Marriage is the business of alliance and inheritance. I'm Bastien's mistress.
And what does the Duchess de Ghislaine think of this arrangement?
We got along quite well. Duchess Nicoline and I used to host musical salons together. She was a great patron of the arts. She passed away from a fever a few years ago, the poor dear.
It's definitely not your usual way of...
I am tasked with providing assistance to the Empress on arcane matters. Most of my predecessors restricted this to lighting lamps and doing parlor tricks. In such troubled times as these, however, I provide political advice to Her Majesty on the subject of the Mage Rebellion. Yes?
Is there anything I can do to help your efforts at restoring the Circle?
After the Circles fell, their libraries were plundered by scavengers. 1,000 years of recorded knowledge in the hands of bandits. It makes me sick to think of it. I've received news that some tomes have been located, if you are interested in righting this wrong.
I got this.
I'll look into it for you.
If you can take care of this matter, the Circle would be in your debt.
I will never go into the Circle if I can help you. Whee! Stairs are overrated. Hey, Josephine. Anything new? Okay.
Inquisitor,
yes.
I must speak with you.
What is it?
I must explain something first about the Montillier's fortunes.
I remember you said your family had been forbidden from trading in Orlais.
It's devastated our finances. The Montillier's have, in fact, been in debt for over 100 years.
I had no idea your family's situation was so precarious.
Hardly anyone outside the family does. For generations, we've done everything to keep creditors at bay. Sold our lands to stave off interest. It's just... it is infuriating to see my family still reduced to this. I'm to become head of our house. If I sell any more of our land, my family will become destitute. That cannot be my legacy to them.
She's in a really tough situation.
Most people worry about their next meal. Never mind an estate.
I'm not blind, but I worry for my family. My foolish sister Yvette with her daydreams. My brothers trying to rebuild our fleet with their own hands. Is it wrong to hope they never know hardship?
So you're going to torture yourself over your ancestors' mistakes?
No, but I'd made such progress. I negotiated a chance to reinstate the Montiliers as landed traders in Orlais. We could rebuild with that. But when I dispatched paperwork to Val Royeaux, I've just learned my carriers were murdered. And the documents restoring my family's trading status destroyed.
Who hates the Montiliers enough to do that?
Leliana made inquiries that bore success. Comte Boisvert, a nobleman in Val Royeaux, claims to know who killed my messengers. He has a request that you come when I meet him, so he's seen publicly conferring with you.
What will being seen with me gain the Comte?
The Comte will drop hints at parties he's to meet with an important visitor. Allies and rivals will take note. Once he's met you, there will be speculation. The Comte will subtly spin reports to his advantage. He will use us. But if he knows who killed my people, I ask that we indulge him.
If that's what it takes to get to the bottom of this, I'll meet this Comte with you.
Thank you, Inquisitor. It means you are too kind. I must know who killed my couriers just to harm my family.
Family means a lot to her. Can we just chat?
Inquisitor, is it true? Is the mark on your hand magic cast by Corypheus?
Corypheus claimed it's a spell gone wrong.
That's why you shouldn't have dropped it.
A sign the Maker was returning to his creation. How credulous of me.
Perhaps the Maker set these events in motion so long ago we can no longer see his hand in them.
It would be fitting if that were true. Does it hurt? The anchor, that is.
Only when I laugh.
Very good, Inquisitor.
You know me. Don't expect serious responses. I haven't talked to Cassandra in a while. Let's talk to Cassandra. Oh, hi.
Honored, Inquisitor. Got see Sturhall. Did my part on the walls. Now I'm on this strange collection you've brought us. Don't know it's worth to the fight exactly, but it's good workmanship.
Where did you learn your skills?
Orzammar. Carved a few statues in my day. And before you ask, yes, I chose to leave. I carved a paragon who turned out to be a sodding madwoman.
Bronca!
Couldn't stand looking at it. The memory of a dwarf, right?
Any ideas about the origins of these reliefs?
To Vinter, early. It's in the tool marks, the grain. That's hard dust mined from the 100 Pillars, if I know anything. Oh, I suppose the scene is probably full of Tevinter robes, too.
The 100 Pillars?
Damnedest things. Massive spires that aren't stone. It's like a mortar. Don't know more than that. Strong, though.
Do you have insight into the stories these tiles are supposed to depict?
Tell you what. You finish one, and I'll write it up. Who better, right? A good dwarven perspective.
Another time.
Best of the vein, Inquisitor.
Yeah, that's a compliment. Very dwarven compliment. Hi.
Inquisitor.
Hello. Made
the spiderwebs help stop the bleeding, and they prevent wounds from getting infected. Gather as many as you can. The strangest thing, though, I can't recall where I heard that. I think I remember a young man.
Mysterious reports. Here we go.
You knew where Hawk was all along.
You're damned right I did.
You conniving little shit.
You kidnapped me. You interrogated me. What did you expect?
Both of you stop.
Hey, enough! You're taking his side?
I'm stopping you from murdering him. Murder's not the option.
We needed someone to lead this Inquisition. First, Liliana and I searched for the hero of Ferelden, but she had vanished. Then, we looked for Hawke, but she was gone too. We thought it all connected, but no. It was just you. You who kept her from us.
The Inquisition has a leader.
Also,
Hawke
Hawke would have been
at the
terrible.
Conclave if anyone could have saved Most Holy.
You can't change the past, Cassandra.
So I must accept... what? That the Maker wanted all this to happen? That he...
There's more going on than you realize. Also, you can't fix
Varric
this.
is a liar, Inquisitor. A snake. Even after the Conclave, when we needed Hawke most, Varric kept her secret.
She's with us now. We're on the same side.
We all know whose side you're on, Varric. It will never be the Inquisition's.
Attacking him now won't help us, Cassandra.
Ha! Exactly.
And you better not be keeping anything else from us.
I understand.
Both of you behave.
I must not think of what could have been. We have so much at stake. Go, Varric. Just go.
You know what I think? If Hawke had been at the temple, she'd be dead too.
She would be.
You people have done enough to her.
I believed him. He spun his story for me and I swallowed it. If I just explained what was at stake, if I just
really
made
want
him
Hawke
understand...
in charge of
But I
things?
didn't, did I? I didn't explain why we needed Hawke. I'm such a fool.
What if you hadn't believed him and you'd tracked Hawke down?
Honestly, Hawke might not even have agreed to become Inquisitor.
Hawke
She
would still
supported
be
the Mage
laughing.
Rebellion after all. She wouldn't have trusted me for a second. But this isn't about Hawke, or even Varric. Not truly. I should have been more careful. I should have been smarter. I don't deserve to be here.
Have you looked at our Inquisition, Cassandra? We're all fools here.
We all screwed up.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
More at home, maybe.
I want you to know, I have no regrets. Maybe if we'd found Hawke or the hero of Ferelden, the Maker wouldn't have needed to send you. But he did. You're not what I'd pictured. But if I've learned anything, it's that I know less than nothing.
She's very humble. Wait, where am I? Hi.
Do you need something?
Do you have any advice for me?
Tell that demon, what does it call itself? Cole. Tell it to leave.
Cole
He may not mean harm, but that does not mean he will not harm us.
I'll make sure he
Spirits
doesn't.
are not creatures to take at face value. Be cautious with him, Inquisitor.
That's enough for now.
Another time, then.
So, well, that was fun. Now let's go talk to Varric. Wherever he's hiding. Because that was quite the explosive interaction.
Cassandra's calmed down. I think you can take your hand off your crossbow.
Define calm down for me in terms of who or what she's punching right now. I wasn't trying to keep secrets. I told the Inquisition everything that seemed important at the time.
I bet Cassandra regrets how things went back there. You should talk to her.
I appreciate that you're trying to keep the peace, but things between me and the Seeker are as good as they'll get. I keep hoping none of this is real. Maybe it's all some bullshit from the Fade and it'll just disappear. I know I need to do better. I'm sorry. Corypheus is back. Oh, shit.
Very accurate.
You said he was a Darkspawn, or a Magister. What is he really?
I'm not sure. I don't think Corypheus really knows either.
He's really
He's
ugly.
Definitely a Darkspawn, but when we found him, it was pretty obvious he hadn't heard that.
No.
He thinks he's a Magister, a priest of Dumat, in fact. He says he broke into the Golden City, like in the Chantry tale.
Honestly, I'd rather fight an ancient Darkspawn with a pet archdemon than deal with that hole in the sky. At least you can kill Darkspawn.
We didn't just think Corypheus was dead. He was dead. No pulse, no breath, full of stab wounds. There wasn't a lot of room for doubt.
Probably very scorched.
It makes me wonder. I thought the Wardens imprisoned Corypheus to use him. Maybe they did it because he can't be killed.
How did you and Hawk even wind up in a Grey Warden prison for ancient Darkspawn?
Corypheus sent people after Hawk. He actually got control of an entire Carter clan. Made them drink Darkspawn blood. Weird shit.
Very weird.
We tracked the Carter to an old dwarven fort or something in the mountains. Of course, it turned out to be a trap. They needed Hawk's blood to open the locks holding Corypheus, and they drew us into the prison to get it.
Let's hope Corypheus just turns out to be really good at playing dead.
That makes two of us. Maker's breath, what have I let loose?
Brutally murdered is not really the same as unleashed upon the world, Varric.
In this case, it might be. But you've got more important things to do than listen to me worry. Just let me know when you want something shot.
Alright, will do. I have lots of things that will need getting shot. Alright, do I want to go explore more? I think actually, I think I'm done for the day. I'm just gonna run back and park myself outside of the war table. Because, actually wait, I have a thing I need to do. No, door. Boing, boing. War Council. Let's fix the world. At least we're only having to fix a continent. That is apparently so big we need 2 maps. Dorian's leads were effective. The Inquisition found several locations where Divinatory could be hiding advanced camps, purpose unknown. If you wish to deal with these mages, I'm sure Dorian would be pleased. Leave the marquee locations on your map should you pass by on any travels. Okay. Copy of the Heart of Hightown sits open on the table. Javelin was waiting outside the captain's office when DAI and Vernikovich slunked out defeated. We're not getting warned, are we?
Let's see what we have.
Getting Liliana to figure all that out. Shadows over Denerim, Valamaya resources.
Any news on rifts beyond reach of the Inquisition?
Yes. And it is not good.
We have a lot to do. This isn't even mostly foes, is that part? Yeah, the world is still a mess. But we've made some progress in fixing it. And that's good. And okay, so that's it for tonight. And I will see y'all another time. Thanks again for hanging out with me, and you guys are amazing.